Like to greet you this afternoon and I welcome you back. And I hope that you are doing a lot of introspection as we get to the end of the year and looking forward to starting the new year that is ahead of us. Last week we spoke about decisions, and so many people have been responding and speaking about how important that topic was and the one before it. And people are really becoming motivated, and these topics and these talks, they are helping so many people, and we're just grateful to hear from people and hear what this is doing in their lives, because the aim is for everyone to do introspection, to go through their lives and find a way where they can better their lives where they are not satisfied currently. So that is the aim of this talk, what we do here. It's to assist you to become a better person. It's to assist each and every one of us. We are not all perfect. No one is perfect. We are all work in progress. Hence the name of this channel, the Transformation in Progress name, because we are all transformed every single day. We are being transformed. We learn so many new things about ourselves every single day. And the aim is to become better and achieve so many of the things that we would like to achieve, so that we do what we came into this world to do. And to add to what we spoke about last week, because this is something that came up from so many people, decisions other people are saying, if we are not careful, they can land you in a very difficult spot, in a very difficult situation. Some people speaking from prison, some people speaking about how they've lost their loved ones because of the decisions they make, the decisions they took, and how they wish they could have done things differently. So if we are really not careful with our decisions, we'll find ourselves in very difficult situations, and we can really ruin our entire lives if we are not careful. Some people are serving many years in prison. Some people, they're living with the guilt because of their decisions and what they wish they could have done, and what they wish they could not have done. Some people saying they wish they could have said this, they wish they could have done things differently, they could have been different people, they could have appreciated certain things and certain people, but they did not. When you caught in something, and you are expected to respond or decide, think carefully before you decide, because your entire life is at stake. So that's something that I've been hearing from people, and it's very good to hear. It's motivating. It makes me look forward to doing all of these talks and all the other things that I do. And for those who do not know, I'm a speaker, inspirational speaker. I am a life coach, certified and accredited life coach. I am a pastor. So I do a lot of things. I'm an author. I've written a book. So if you're really interested to hear more about me, get in touch like other people are doing. I'd really love to hear from you and hear what this channel is doing in your life. Let it be the church, or be the talks that we do, or any other things that you may be interested in or hearing about me, or maybe partnering with me. So today we are talking about fear. We're talking about letting go of fear. We're talking also about the importance of wisdom, the importance of letting go of fear, and the importance of having wisdom, acquiring godly wisdom, acquiring the right wisdom, so that we deal with life the right way. We are always covered, we are always protected. When we speak, we don't say things that are going to get us in trouble later on. We don't say things that are going to make people look at us differently, because of what we've said, or people end up losing respect for us because of the things we do, the things we say, or how we say things. So it's very important to understand why these two things are important in our lives. Now, the importance of fear and letting go of fear. That is the main thing. We want to let go of fear. We want to get rid completely of fear. Why we need to do that? It is because with fear, we can be bound and trapped in one spot. Because of fear, living in fear, we can make decisions based on fear and end up not trying out new things, not challenging ourselves enough, and not discovering certain things that are still to be discovered within ourselves because we live in fear. So it is important to really look at how we live our lives. Are we afraid of making certain decisions or taking that first step because we're afraid that people will judge us? We're afraid that we will fail because we failed in the past. We are afraid that this thing that we're trying to do or thinking of doing has never been done before. So who are we to think that we can do something that has never been done before? It's the fear of the unknown sometimes. We're not even sure why we fear, but we fear. Sometimes our fear is based on our low self-esteem because of how we've been told so many times growing up that we're not good enough. We have started to believe that we are not good enough. We have started to really not trust in ourselves, not believe in ourselves and what we can do. Now, it's very important to understand that the only way we can get to achieve things, the only way we can get to do, move, or be something or somebody great, it is by letting go of fear. The only way we can start new things and allow new things to come into our lives and new people to come into our lives, to acquire new skills and test exactly how far we could go. We need to let go of fear. We need to start believing in ourselves and believing that we can do whatever it is we put our mind to. If we are fully convinced that we have what it takes to do what we feel like doing, what we feel we need to be doing, what we feel we need to be getting, what we feel we need to go out there and be. We need to let go of fear so that we can see certain doors and new doors opening in our lives and for us. So that is why I'm talking about this today. We are ending the year and there are so many things that maybe you could have done had you not had fear. If you had only let go, you had allow yourself to let go of fear and allow yourself to come out of your shell and just try new things, challenge yourself and see how far you can go. You could have done something different. You could have, landed in different places. You could have achieved certain things. You could have, met different people and you could have done so many things that are amazing. But because of fear, you couldn't do that. So now we're trying to prevent this from carrying over into the next year, the new year that is ahead of us. We want to make sure that as you wrap up this year, you wrap it up on a positive note, filled with self-confidence, filled with excitement, filled with, a lot of enthusiasm, knowing that you can do whatever you want to do, you need to do, and whoever you need to become, you can become. Whoever you need to meet, you can meet, and you can go out there and try out new things. You will never know how far you can go, how far your skills can go, how far a person like you can go without trying. So let go of the fear, the negativity that is in your mind, the negative and the limiting belief that has kept you in one place for a very long time. You need to come out of that and shake it off. your system completely, shake it off your mind completely, and believe in who you are and that you have more than enough strength, more than enough power to do all the things that you think you can do in this world. And you know what? Failing is part of life. When we fail, we learn. When we fail, we discover new things. When we fail, we are taught to become something different or a new way of doing something. We discover it through failure or in our failures. So we must not feel bad when we fail. And do not let your failures keep you in one spot because you are worried that you will end up looking like a fool. You'll embarrass yourself and you will disappoint yourself. So you cannot know how things will go without you coming out and letting yourself, live and discovering all these new things about yourself. So fear is very dangerous. It can keep us in one spot. Another thing I've discovered about fear is that as parents, it can interfere with our parenting. It can interfere with how we parent our children. And if we are not careful enough, we'll drive our kids insane. We will drive them into doing things they did not want to do. But because of how we treat them, because of our fears, because of how so many things are spreading around, so many things are being shared and forwarded, now we allow those things to come and interfere with how we look at life, how we treat our children, how we allow our children to be themselves in this world. Because of how this world is instilling fear into us, we pass on this fear into our children and we make them very unhappy children. That is the danger of fear. So you parenting from fear, you parenting afraid because you are not letting your child becoming the best that they are created to be in this world. You are becoming a stumbling block in their lives. You're not allowing them to live their lives because some child was stolen, some child was raped. We grew up, so many kids were stolen, so many kids were raped, so many kids were killed. That does not mean that life must stop. Does it mean we must be careless? Not at all. It means that we must just be cautious and in our whatever it is we're trying to do to protect our kids, and in our efforts of being the right parents who are protecting their kids, we must not overdo it to a point that we end up destroying their lives. So instead of protecting, we are destroying. Instead of keeping them safe, we're keeping them safe, we are preventing them from leaving. We are preventing them from discovering themselves and who they are in this world. And we're preventing them from growing when we do that. So it's very dangerous. If we don't look into that, we'll make so many mistakes. I know I'm talking from also my experience growing up. I've seen how my mother was very protective over me. She prevented me from doing so many things. Yes, some of the things that she did, they did help me so much, but some of the things they created or they brought anger. They made me angry, and some I developed resentment in all of these things, and I was not happy. So we had to go through that with my mother and sorted everything out. Fortunately, we managed to sit down and we spoke about it and she apologized. But that is why I'm talking about this, and I understand how bad it is, how we can affect and influence our children negatively rather than positively. So we need to be careful that we don't parent from fear. We don't parent because of our experiences. With me, my mother had me when she was a teenager. She was very, very young when she had me. So the minute I turned 15, everything changed in our home. She started being very and extra careful with where I go, how I do things, and who can see me and who I can't see. And this blocked me. This kept me in a cage, and I felt trapped. I was not happy. I would rather, there was a time where I'd be more happier at school and look forward to going to school, because that is where I can be myself. That is where I can be with my friends. That is where I can laugh and really be free. So I understand the danger of what I'm talking about. And the minute I have to go home, I'll be very frustrated, because now at home, I must be this different person. I can laugh this much. My mother thought she was protecting me, but this was killing me inside. And I told myself I'll never be that kind of a parent to my children. That being said, there's so many things, like I said, that my mother protected me from. Had she not done some of the things that she did, maybe I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I'm grateful to her for loving me and for wanting to protect me. But I feel like we need to seek help how we can do things the right way, so that we don't prevent our children from being and becoming themselves and who they are created to be, and enjoying being children while they are still children. Because there are certain stages in life you cannot jump, you cannot skip. You need to be 10 when you are 10. You need to be 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 when you are those ages. You cannot jump those stages, because that is where you discover yourself. That is where you grow. That is how you learn to be independent and responsible. You teach them to be responsible children. You teach them to be independent. You teach them to know what is right and what is wrong. You teach them to be disciplined, so that they take on these things and carry over living life. Disciplined people who are responsible, but don't keep them in a cage. Do not make them feel like they are not loved, or they are not allowed to live at all, because they will resent you for that. They will be angry, and when they are angry, they will act out. And when they act out, that is when you start seeing certain behaviors that you don't want to see. Sometimes it's because of how we're raising them, how we're blocking them from living and discovering this world and who they're meant to be and how they're meant to live in this world. So we need to understand the importance of letting go of fear, so that we parent them with love, so that this love is not coming from fear, but this love says, I'm here to protect you. And should you find it difficult out there, do not be afraid to come back to me and talk to me about things. Do not be afraid to look my direction. I'm not a monster. I am your parent, and I'm here to love and guide you through this life and give you the wisdom that I've acquired through the years as I was growing up, but not in a funny way, in a very good way and loving way. That way we're bringing them closer than pushing them away from us. That way we're creating this relationship of trust, that has trust between each other and love, so that they don't go and try and find these things out there in the world and put themselves in danger because of how they feel they can't find these things at home. Because we are like policemen, we are like monsters who are out to get them. Let's not do that. It's very, very dangerous to let our children live like that and to parent like that. So that is one of the things that fear can do. If we are not careful, we'll parent the wrong way. If we're not careful, we will push away our partners. You find a new partner because you were hurt in your previous relationship. You bring all the hurt into the new relationship, or you're even afraid to try out something new because of your experiences in the past. That fear will prevent you from ever finding love, from ever going out there and living your best life and the life that you are meant to be living. So sometimes people, they approach you, you are scared, you think they're going to mess up your life because of what the other person or the other people did in the past. So don't let your past failures, experiences interfere with your present moment and ending up ruining your entire future. So that way you're giving that past power in your current life and in your future. So don't let it ruin your present moment. Don't let your experiences ruin your future and your chance to love, your chance to discovering yourself and new things about yourself and life in general. So don't let that stand in the way because of fear. So that is how that's how bad fear is. And if we don't deal with it, then we'll find ourselves in one place crying, frustrated, and wanting to do, but we're not doing, wanting to become, but we are not becoming. So we will only have ourselves to blame if we don't deal with this. You want to start on a new career, you want to start on a new course, you want to start on something new, maybe a new hobby, but you're afraid. What are people going to say if I leave what I have now? What are people going to say? What if I don't make it? What if things don't work out? Guess what? You'll never know until you try, until you get out of your comfort zone and try on this new chapter of your life that you believe strongly you need to try out. You will only know when you try it out. You will only know when you start this new career out. You will only know when you start this new course out. You will only know when you start this new hobby, you move to a new place, different place, you surround yourself with different people who are like-minded people, or even people who think better than you, so that you become a better person. You move away from fear, and there are limiting beliefs in our society, in our families, that have been instilled in us, that you can't go from here because somebody like you cannot go from this to that. Somebody like you has never done it before. Somebody like you has never had a great name before. Somebody like you has never achieved anything like before. Somebody who had a child young has never achieved anything, who is not allowed to try out new things because you're already a mother, you're already a father. Now you are limited. You are limited. You need to get out of that. You need to shake off those limiting beliefs about who you are, what you told you are, and what you think you are, and start on new things and come out of your shell. Whatever it is you have not been able to achieve, it's not too late. You can still start now. Don't let the limiting beliefs keep you in one place. You can have new beliefs. You can ask yourself, who are you? What are you about? And what do you want to be known for? And what is it that you feel you are in this world to do? And go out there and become exactly that thing that you want to be, or pursue that thing that you feel will make you become that person that you were created to become in this world. So fear is dangerous. If we don't deal with it, we will ruin our relationships. We will ruin our lives. We will ruin our chances of becoming better and doing better. Sometimes you stay in a relationship that is not right for you, that is not healthy, because of fear. What if a good life is waiting for you ahead of you? What if somebody new, somebody great, respectful, somebody responsible, somebody who is what you are looking for right now is out there waiting for you? But because you have chosen to stay in this relationship that is not bringing you any joy, that is making you cry every single day, that is breaking you into pieces every single day, you are robbing yourself of that chance of meeting that person that is right and perfect for you out there. It's things we need to think about and look at and really value ourselves and value our peace, value our joy, value whatever it is that can grow us, so that we become happier people, healthy people who can do better in this world. Unless you leave this one that is causing you harm, this current relationship, this current environment that is causing you harm, you will never experience freedom. You will never experience what life can give you, how this life can be great and amazing to you. You only need to believe, and you start making that move. You need to decide. Remember, decisions. And you need to stop postponing, stop procrastinating, so that you don't delay your chance to happiness, your chance to becoming a better person, joyful person, and surrounded by love. So we need to do these things and not be afraid. It's fear that is keeping us in one place. It's fear that is discouraging us. It's fear that is binding us. It's fear that is telling us, no, not as somebody like you. Somebody like you cannot do it. Somebody like you, I'm here to tell you, can do it. Somebody like you can have joy. Somebody like you can have a good life. Somebody like you can be loved. Somebody like you can laugh and be joyful. Somebody like you can achieve so much. Somebody like you can start a business. You need to believe in that idea. You need to make the first move. You need to go out there and start doing and start, searching for whatever it is you need that you do not have, and start making the move that you need to make so that you can be proud of yourself. Believe in yourself. Do not be afraid. Don't let anyone tell you you are not good enough, because you are good enough. That is what I'm here to tell you. Let go of fear as we finish this year so that you can achieve better things and greater things and make yourself proud as we look forward to starting this new year. How do you feel about that? Are you excited to try out new things and to discover the person that is inside that you haven't been able to let come out? The person that is screaming and really crying and kicking you inside, wanting to come out because you have not been allowing this person to come out. The time is now to start letting that person coming out and doing what that person wants to do. Because I'm telling you, you can do great things. You need to believe. You need to be hungry enough. You need to have the desire and love what this you think is going to bring you. And look at the reward, the things that you're about to get when you go out there, what it will do to you, what it will do to yourself. And as you look at these things and become excited, as you look deeper and deeper into them, then you go all out, looking for more and more of these things. I've said this, we've spoken about fear, letting go of fear. So next we'll talk about wisdom. But I want to end it here so that we start all over as we talk about wisdom and